What's up, everybody, and welcome to Real Time for the Real Everyday Movie Fan. I'm Josh Williams.
And I'm Ryan Murphy.
And today, we are giving you our real-time review. It's a TV review of Fallout, and it's not a video game.
It's not a video game.
It's a TV series that was made in, I'm not sure. I'll
Want
let
me
you
to
explain
take-
it. Yeah, I'll let you
yes.
explain that here.
This is my thing. He's doing this for me. He's watched 26 episodes of television.
For him, by the way.
Yes,
For him.
all for me. Paul, you might not know this, but I am a 2010 graduate of the University of Iowa's Film School. While I was there was a student-produced show, part of Student Video Productions, at the University of Iowa that ran from 2007 to 2010 called Fallout. And I would personally I decided to revisit it. I saw, let's try and put it out there, get some more, maybe see if we can get some more people interested in it, because I've always just been in love with this show. I will explain it. We did have student video production at the University of Iowa, but this was a world beyond that. When I first watched this show, it was really amazing because as a film student, you have to be aware of what's possible and what's not. And this show was not possible, and that's what really, from the beginning, really drove me to make me fall in love with it. Is that it was very inspiring to me in terms, because we have problems, getting a 2-week project made that's like a 20-minute short. That was an assignment, make a 5 to 20-minute short that in 2 weeks, and that's hard. This show was made once a month for the semester, for the school year, which is 9 months, so an episode a month, 9 episodes a season. Second season was 8, so there's 26 episodes total, and it was done for 3 years straight with the cast that started with about 10 people and ended with about 20 people. That's a heck of an accomplishment. Show was created by a fella named John Bogolsky and was produced with him and a girl named Caitlin Herban, who I became friends with. And I love it. And so I finally showed it to him. And so let's go ahead.
As a series as a whole, there's 3 seasons.
There's 3 seasons.
Yep. So as a series as a whole,
yeah,
I'd give this a solid 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Especially when you give the circumstances, like you said. Given the circumstances, the fact that it's a student-led TV series for a kid, or a kid at the time, a person who's going to school, has to deal with school and work, has all his homework, but taking the time to make a complete TV series. I gotta hand it to him, if he watches this or not. I don't know if he does not.
He'll watch this one. I don't know if he's watched any of our other ones.
I will applaud him. I was thinking to myself, I'm because I have a lot of ideas for film shorts and stuff like that to write for screenplays, but I personally can never imagine doing a full TV show.
Yeah.
As far as writing a script and everything, which I commend him for that.
Yeah.
As far as for what it was, kind of like we talked about with Disney, for what it is, it's well made. It really is, and I've heard he's doing some stuff in California, which I hope to see something out of him.
For the SAG Awards lately. So.
Oh wow, that's really cool. For what that was, I was thoroughly impressed with the first 2 seasons. I was thoroughly impressed.
Why don't we give him a little bit of information about the show? It's a murder mystery.
Murder mystery.
That's basically it. It's college kids. First season, someone gets murdered. One of the friends has to solve the murder. So now, if you're a fan of CW shows like Riverdale, it's
it's kind of like that, but not as. If it had more budget, I feel like it could have been in that level budget wise.
If it had more budget, it could have had that budget.
You know what I mean? If it had that amount of budget that CW has, it could have been that quality of something like that. But I will say, in the 3rd season, they introduced some things in there that I didn't agree with. And I don't want to get into spoilers in case anybody wants to check it out. By the way, it's free on YouTube.
Link on the bottom.
Yeah, he'll drop a link right there. It's free on YouTube to check out. I would actually recommend checking it out. See what kids and what somebody can make within a student university.
Yeah.
But so one of the things I really loved was one of the main characters played by Shane Simmons.
Yeah.
He's one of the main characters who was the focal point in the 1st season, which I think he actually, acting wise, was very for a student actor. I was impressed.
Yeah.
And along the lines, there's another girl in there,
Brittany Smith,
who they have a love interest, which I was very impressed with her as well. I actually thought they had great chemistry. Yeah. That's kind of a spoiler, but it's hard to not. I don't want to get into. I might say a few minor spoilers.
He might.
But I'm not gonna give anything major away as far as the story goes. But those were the 2 biggest ones. You also had some other people who were not even actors playing in this who just.
There was a lot. Yeah, he got them from all over the place. So some were actors, some were theater majors, going to school to be actors, and some were not. So
I was impressed with the progression of acting with.
Some of them,
Nick Messersmith. Yes, I actually enjoyed his character. But the person that the creator, the director, John but his character, Adam. Sorry, I can't pronounce your last name. But his character, he was good in it. I liked his acting in it. I think I loved his directing more. It's just the character he made for himself was such
the first season especially was
prick.
Unbelievably a prick.
Yeah. Unbelievably a prick. But I think that's what he was going for. But
yeah, I mean, it definitely was what he was going for. I mean,
yeah,
but sometimes it's a bit extreme in the first season. Like
I never really. What I wish was that throughout the series you kind of learned more on why he's such a prick. Like you get some things here and there, but nothing too in depth that would allow such a prick to be in today's society. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but other than that, I mean, they had a big cast for this kind of series.
Cast. They ended up, I think, with 18 in the final.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, for a cast like that, like I said, for a student-led television series, was very good. I mean, so for some people who haven't watched your review, what did you think of it? What are some of your highlights about the series?
Yeah, I mean, I've been, had a love affair with this show for 10 years since I first saw it, and. First of all, like I said, it was just the incredulity as a film student looking at it and saying this shouldn't be possible, and then getting to know John and seeing how busy he was, and it's like this really shouldn't be possible. But also, I just really, really like the show, and part of that I think is John and I still talk about TV shows and stuff like that. We still get on Facebook and talk about TV shows, so we have sort of similar tastes. So it just sort of makes sense that I would like something that he created. If you don't know me, I really like shows. I really like a lot of the old CW shows like Buffy, Roswell. I like shows about groups of people, maybe young people coming into themselves, who are forced to band together over a situation, and that situation affects them all in different ways.
Season one of Heroes is like that.
Yes, like those aforementioned shows. I mean, Lord of the Rings is basically the same thing. But I mean, and then they become sort of a family along the way. Mm-hmm. The latter point, not so much with this. It's a little bit darker. I wouldn't say that. This show is called Fallout, if that gives you any hints. So it doesn't quite have that aspect to it, although it does in certain ways. But so no, I mean, from the get-go, the show was sort of tailor-made for me. But I also like really poetic stories about how the story affects different characters in different ways. And with this, Fallout, first season's pretty good. Again, if he had a lot of other people working with him, if he had expanded the show, he might have been able to make like a more intricate murder mystery. Yep. As it stands, like the murder is solved in a certain way that it's sort of like okay. But I mean, it's less about the mystery and more about what it unveils. And this is a great example of what I've called onion storytelling. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, which is another one that we talk like that, I'm a huge Potterhead. And if you like the onion storytelling of Harry Potter, like every one of those 7 books, she unveils a little bit of the onion that she has in there. At the beginning, it's the story of what happened to Harry and why he survived, and why Voldemort wants him dead, and how Dumbledore factors in. And all that is very present in the first book, and she, at the end of the first book, she unveils, one layer, right? And, but there's still hints as to what's there, and when you get to the end, it's like, oh, that's what the story was about. That's really cool. That's really poetic and good. And this is maybe the best since Harry Potter that I've seen. It's so... I mean, can you name an example? But it's so... I love the poeticism of the story. When you really... take it back where it all began, which is the theme song for the show. It's about these kids who went to high school together. Where did things go wrong? What about, why did this happen to them? Why wasn't this just a group of kids who just went to college and were friends and then went on to live normal life? And it's just sort of a Shakespearean tragedy in that. I really love those aspects to it. So those have always been. That's always been kind of the main drawing point. Obviously, the incredulity of it is what got me. But that's what made me stick around and remain a fan for all these years and rewatch it all these years later with you.
So that's where we're at odds. Well, I agree that it's good at the onion storytelling. That's what I liked about it, because I'm a murder mystery crime movies kind of person, like Departed, Gone Girl, Searching, which is the most recent, or even any kind of other crime mystery like I Love SVU. I mean, those are kind of the crime mysteries. I don't know, but and sorry to the director again. Once you start peeling back layers, I was actually intrigued. I was invested up for the first and second season. But when they reveal the main reason for all this going on,
talking about the series finale.
Well, and just season 3 in general, like
season 3.
What they reveal.
We can talk about that.
What they reveal as the main thing of why all this is happening to these characters. It lost me.
Well, okay.
I was gone. I was done. I was just kind of like, if he would have ejected those ideologies,
idea,
and just kept it with the characters, and it's just the idea of without actually slapping you in the face with it,
Well,
it
don't give
would have
too
been
much
much
away.
better.
You're giving stuff away, but like
I know,
I agree with you on that. I really do. And what you're talking about is not to me at the heart of the story. There's an aspect that he introduced in season 3. I've made no secret to him watching that I don't really like it. They continue to defend it. They think it's great.
That's
but
fine.
there's an aspect to it about why this is all happening. That's not what I was referring to, because that is extra, and you could cut that out. And you'll know what we're talking about when you watch season 3. There's this really out there idea that they throw in that the first 2 seasons, it's like, okay, it's kind of out of left field.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you cut that stuff out, it still works. So what I'm talking about is more the story of the characters' lives in and of themselves, and how each character influences other characters like a set of dominoes. That to me is extremely intriguing and remains so after all these years.
Yeah.
So and even in another another criticism I've had of the show, there's that aspect of season 3. Season 2, I've always said the mystery they introduced there, because it's not always the same mystery, but there's deeper layers as you go.
Yeah.
It's not the hardest thing to figure out, but it's not really about that. It's about watching the characters trying to figure out, like an episode of Columbo, while seeing how it impacts them.
Yeah, and I agree with that, but for me, it's what they introduced there in season 3, because it's like almost the catalyst. It's the thing that drives everything. Which,
it's a flaw. I mean, I'm not.
I know, but
it.
I'm saying but that to me is like if they would have removed it and just left it more of a thing that was present in the back of your mind, because it's the idea of it. So not just having it in your face kind of thing. So that was it for me. That was actually the only main thing for me, as far as like, again, like we're reviewing this as if in a studio, like student-led TV series kind of thing. That was really, and I actually enjoyed what he was able to accomplish. And for me, I would say people should watch this if you're in support of people who are trying to pursue their dreams, who are trying to make art in universities and stuff like that, and go to film school.
If you're interested in that.
Yeah,
I mean, don't just watch it because you want to support it. But if you're really into like seeing amateur stuff like that, this is this is the cream of the crop.
This is cream of the crop amateur work, and I applaud him for that. I really do, to be able to do that, especially given, I'm guessing, the busy schedule he must have in school. I'd say really check it out. Like I said, it's actually not that long. It's
26 episodes.
26 episodes, and each episode's about 30 minutes.
Well, it starts out at about 30 minutes, and then they grow over the first season to a full real television show, 42 to 45 minutes. So, and it's pretty, and we're not gonna lie, we also had some issues with season 2. Yeah. And that we thought season 2 dragged a little bit because, we said the mystery is
really did.
The mystery is pretty easy to figure out, but it's more about watching the characters solve it and seeing where they go. But they kind of filled it up with a lot of stuff. There's a lot of extra characters that come in that's maybe not necessary. If you run into season 2, and you run into that and you don't like it, stick with it. It's worth it. Yeah. The story, season 3, obviously, there's an aspect to it we both don't like, but the story that they're still going for, and a lot of the characters drive in season 3. I really like season 3 just because of all the ways that it just builds on everyone and the story that it ultimately tells that you don't really figure out fully until the finale. Unless you do. I mean, obviously, I used to give it a 7 out of 10. I recuse myself from giving it a score. I'm too close to this. John, Caitlin, I love you. This is something that's obviously I actually made a documentary on it, plug myself.
Oh, jeez.
When I was in college. So this just sort of happened where he was putting out a DVD of the show, and I messaged him. I was like, "You want my documentary on it?" And he's like, "Sure." I said, I have to revamp it. I have to go in and fix some things of it. And so I did, and that just brought back all those memories, made me want to watch it again. We're doing this show, and I was like, dude, we should watch it and review it. Yeah. Here we are. You liked it. I'm very glad you did.
I liked it, yeah.
So
I really did, overall. Yeah. Check it out, guys. All right, that'll do it for today. Thank you very much for watching. What did you guys think of Fallout? If you have seen it, if you haven't, go back and watch it. Come back and comment with us. Leave us your thoughts. Give us your score out of 10. And your positives and negatives. Also, if you like what you watched, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you can receive more of our various content in the future. Also, like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Stardust. The links are in the description below. That's all we have for today. I'm Josh Williams.
And I'm Ryan Murphy.
And thank you for keeping it real.
With Real Time.